Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another fantastic day on planet Earth. It's 6 months since I bought this. I've done 7,790 kilometres, so near enough 8,000. And I thought it was time I did the review. Come on then, come on then, come on. Go, 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 go. I don't know what that was about. See what I've got to do is go over here, get over here. Oh shit, I've got to turn right. This thing is pretty easy to manoeuvre now. I've been on it for 6 months. it didn't take long to get used to it. So that's the ADV 160, which has never been washed, and it's got no number plate on it. Car wash, start. Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? Walking. It says 6 minutes. Right, if I get a car wash, right, it's 6 minutes if I walk. Why the hell would I want to walk to a car wash? You stupid. Right, we've got that done. It's like bloody new now. I've just had an Americano cup of coffee, proper cup, you know, not a mug, not a proper cup. And the bike wash was 170 baht. Oh no, no. Go up the left, go on. You get through there. Oh shit, I won't. Yes! Easy. I've got to get through here now. This is going to be fun. Oh, there you go. Oh look, there's a dog there wearing a mask. Share the road, it says. So I will share the road with anybody who wants to share it with me. Come share my road. Okay, this is my ADV 350, which actually it's a 320cc, but it's called the 350. It's big, it's bloody heavy. It weighs about 180 kilo when it's naked, but with all the touring kit that I've got, with the side bars for holding the side boxes and the top box mount and everything, and the crash bars and everything else, I think it weighs now over 200 kilos. So it's, you know, she's a fat girl. The things that I like about it, number one, the price. I paid 200,000 baht for it, on the road, running everything for 12 months. The Metzler Street, what are they called now? Metzler Street tyres, I can't remember what they are. They put so much confidence into the bike, although I haven't actually had it over that far. But the reason why I don't lay it down as much as I should do, because I obviously live near the sea and there's a lot of sand, and I've noticed a hell of a lot of gravel traps on the road. It's very, very comfortable. It's taken me a couple of attempts to actually get the bars in the right place to stop it causing me back pain, because I do suffer with my back, as people know, and yes, it does cause me back pain, but not anymore. I have to think about how I ride, think about how I sit, and also I've added, you can see these riser blocks. I've added the 2 riser blocks to bring the bars up and towards me a bit, so it does make it like a monkey f***ing a football. That was it. The ride quality of it is superb, absolutely superb. Because of the weight, it's got plenty of mass to it. You go over bumps and it'll soak them up bloody easily, whereas you see everybody else jumping off the bloody seat and getting kicked around absolutely everywhere. The CG is right the way down the bottom, because all the gearbox and the engine and everything, the fuel tank is all the way right the way down the bottom. So you get very little top end sort of weight, so you can flick it around. Oh look. Hello Mr. Frog, what's your name? Where'd you come from? Am I actually looking at a rock? Oh no, it's a frog. Scared the shit out of me. Butterfly. The servicing is so cheap. It cost me about £8 for an interim service, and the main service that I had was about 28 quid, I think it was. So, sorry, Mr. Frog. So the servicing, don't you dare go under my tyre. Yes, the servicing is very, very cheap. It's bulletproof. I've had no problems apart from one that I'll cover in a minute. It does 72 to the gallon on average. This thing will sit at a ton all day at 60 mile an hour, no problem. You'll actually do 80, 84, 85 mile an hour. I don't know if it's obvious, but that is a massive amount of space. You can get 2 crash helmets in there, 2 full-size crash helmets like this. That one will actually fit in there, as long as I haven't got my bag. And that catches on there because I moved this thing forwards. This is the top box mounting, obviously. I moved mine forwards a bit, as far as I possibly could, because it was overhanging on the back and it looked stupid. But now it doesn't. When I put the top box on, the top box sits flush with this. But if I mounted it normally, the top box came out here and it looked so bloody stupid, but no, it doesn't. It makes it all look compact and nice. My top box mount came with the grab rails. It's a single piece, which I don't know if you can get them anywhere else, but you can buy them over here. I wanted a single aluminium piece. I didn't want didn't want anything that just bolts on the existing pieces, because I didn't feel it didn't look safe to me, and it didn't. I just didn't like the idea. But so I paid a bit more anyway. That was about 50 quid. That's all, and it bolts in the original holes. And it comes out to here. I remember top box mount is obviously there. What do you reckon, Mr. Frog? Hey? Things that I dislike about it. When I bought it, it's alright now, but when I bought it, the windscreen. Oh yes, the windscreen it's not big enough. I don't think it's big enough, to be honest. Now mine is, because I bought a new one. This windscreen was actually the second one that I bought. The first one I bought was way too big, and it caused buffeting in the wrong places. This one causes no buffeting when it's up or down, none at all. As you can see, there's a lot of plastic. Plastic, 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 plastic. It's all plastics. There is a hell of a lot of plastics, but I suppose, you know, I don't think they could make it out of anything else. So, you know, there's things like this. They're very, very cheap, very, very easy to replace. So maybe it's best to have them out of plastic and not metal, because metal is more expensive, especially if you break it. I've got another number plate for, well, not a number plate, a holder, which has got the tax disc on, because every time I stop they say, I want to see your tax disc, so they can see it now. They don't need to piss around, and I don't even have to get off the bike. This has got a lot of stopping power. I mean it really does stop, but you have to pull really hard on the brake. It could do with another disc. Instead of having just one disc, it could do with having another one that side. That is the only thing I can think of with regards to the brakes, is it needs a disc this side as well. And I know the 750's got twin discs, but I wish they'd have done it on this one. It would have been much, much better. Headlight. The headlight could be, or the headlights could be a lot better. But although they work and you can see in the dark, and they could be better. They could be much better. They could be bigger, I reckon. I have got some other ones that well, not headlights, they're actually for the where the crash bars are. I've got some lights for that, but I can't be bothered. I'm not going to be touring at night anyway. So while I'm looking at the switches, the ergonomics of these switches are completely bloody wrong. So you've got your horn there, and your indicator, and obviously indicator cancel there. Those are backwards. The horn should be there and the indicator should be there. They have got that backwards, or at least move the indicator up and then move that down somewhere. I don't know, But what they've done there is terrible. The Bluetooth. You've got road sync. Is it Honda road sync or something like that you can use? It's just a waste of time. The Bluetooth on there, you can't get any details off it. You can get absolutely nothing. That's why I put the OBD connector on there, so as I can get some more details if and when I need. I don't need it at the minute. I just put it on there just because I can. When you buy it, it's got non-adjustable suspension on it, which I think is a bit stupid because it's supposed to be an ADV, as in an adventure bike. An adjustable suspension to me is something that you've got to have. So I put the Pro Fender suspension on instead. I didn't use YSS because this was cheaper. That was the only reason. It does exactly the same thing, exactly the same reviews. It was just cheaper, that's all. And they're easy to fit, very, very easy. Just undo 2 bolts, one top, one bottom, and that's it. Now the other thing as well, is the fuel tank. I found out there's space under there for about another 5 litres. Looking at the design and the layout and everything else, I don't know why they put, it's an 11 litres? Some about 11 litre tank, and they could have put 16 litres on there. That would have got you about 450 kilometres. So I really don't know why they've done that, but that's what they did. I've got to be careful around here because there's a lot of wild dogs, you know. Well, you don't know, I'm telling you, there's a lot of wild dogs. That thing, I think it's actually oak. As far as I can tell, it's a piece of oak. It's a single piece. There are no joins anywhere. I've checked it everywhere, and it's just one single piece of oak. Am I pleased I bought the ADV? Absolutely, absolutely. I can't, apart from the problem that I've had with the clutch. Now, when I bought it, everything was fine. And after a while, only when I was pulling away, when it was cold, it used to start juddering. And I knew it was a clutch. I knew it was something to do with the centrifugal clutch, but I wasn't quite sure which part of it. So, as you know, I took it apart and I found out that the bell housing was blue. Evidently, it was oval. So when I took that video, I immediately bought a new one that cost me 16 quid. After I cleaned it all up, a couple of days after that, it went really, really bad on one morning. So I decided just to take it off, change it, get rid of it. So I changed it and I've not had the problem since. It's been absolutely superb. I've heard off a lot of people from reading forums and stuff that mainly on the Honda PCX it's the same problem, and people have taken it to Honda and they've said, you know, I've got this problem, it's juddering when I'm pulling away, and they've said it's just normal, it's basically wear and tear. If you want another one, we can replace it, but it's wear and tear. The clutch, all the clutch assembly, all the variator is all a consumable item, so if it breaks you have to pay for it. It's not covered under warranty. Obviously, for a short amount of time it will be under initial warranty, but once it starts wearing, I think it's 5,000 kilometres, somebody said. After 5,000, then everything becomes a consumable. It's probably the best bike I've ever had. No gears, no messing around. It does 72 to the gallon, and I don't hang around. I reckon that could go up to about 85 to the gallon. When I was doing the clutch, I took the bell housing apart. I took the bell housing off and I replaced it. I bought some new weights, variator weights. Now the ones that are in it at the moment, or the ones that used to be in it, were 21.5 gram weights. So I got some 19 gram weights, and I tried to fit them because it said they're for an XMAX, a Forza and the ADV. But when I tried to fit them, they were too tight. So I got my drill, I got an attachment, managed to basically file some off. I used some emery paper, emery cloth, and I filed some off the sides of the ceramic part, and they fit perfectly, and it's made so much difference. The pickup, the mid-range, the top end, like the speed, the top end, it hasn't got any faster, but it's not reduced it. I'm quite amazed. but I have noticed a massive amount of acceleration change. It's so much better now. It's so much response. Mid-range, it just pulls like a bloody train. It really does pull really, really well. And I reckon that's the way they should have built that thing from new. Not those big heavy weights. It's an adventure bike. It's not a long distance tourer bike. So they should have actually made it so you've got a lot of low end of mid-range grunt, which is what it's got now. If you want to make it better, reduce the weights, the weight of the weights. Yes, that's the one. Have I got ants crawling up my bloody legs now? It's going dark when all the mozzies come out and Tony gets his legs bitten to pieces. These are all old scars. So some of these are like 6 months old now. Apart from the cicadas, it's absolutely stunning round here, and it's so quiet when they're not playing their bloody tune. Everybody loves it. Everybody that I've seen loves this bike. The colour, the style, absolutely everything about it. It's heavy, it feels like a proper motorbike. It's just got that motorbike feel. It's not a scooter. It is very, very nice to ride, and you actually feel part of the bike. You know, that's an important thing to me, is you have to feel part of it. With the smaller scooters, you just don't feel part of it. You just feel like you're sitting on top of it and it's in control of you rather than you being in control of it. I'll tell you how this bike makes you feel. It makes you feel like you just want to keep going. It's that sort of a bike, you know. It's not none of this, oh, I'm sick of riding this, and you just keep going. You want to keep going all the time, further and further and further. And that's the feeling that I've got now. See, this bike gives you a lot of confidence. A lot of confidence in the bends, a lot of confidence at the straights, a lot of confidence to stop when you need to. Look. Holy shit. To stop 180 kilo that quick. 3, 2, 1, now. Oh shit. That ABS works. So that was 60 km to 0 with 2 fingers. I didn't use my hands, I used 2 fingers, and I know the ABS came on the front and the back. But that's what you get, you see, you get ABS, and it's so comforting to have it. I've got no rattles, I've got no bangs, I've got no nothing. I've got no problems, no loose suspension bits, no nothing. It rides perfectly, it goes perfectly, it stops perfectly, everything is perfect apart from, well, I mean, the clutch is perfect now. Is this man going to pull out? Yes, he is, look. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to see what the clutch feels like. I'm going to pull up down here. I'll see what the clutch feels like and also see if the exhaust's blowing. Ready? Actually, is there an exhaust flap or something? Oh, traction control. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, please hit the like and the share button. I don't even know you share it. Just share it with everyone. Just click share everyone. Everyone on the internet. Just to everyone. Yes, and subscribe if you're not. I think we're still running on about 75% of my viewers aren't subscribed. Don't leak water all over me. I've just had my bike cleaned and oh, what are you doing, man? I'm going to start doing videos of the site soon, of where I live, how I live, how much it costs to live, you know, in a realistic sort of a way that I live. It's a lot less than you think. Of course it has to be. Like, share, comment, subscribe and all that bollocks, you know. I'd like you to enjoy life. Do what you want to do. Do what makes you happy. Do what makes you smile. And bollocks to what anybody else thinks.